Hello, everyone. This is Caroline with Expat Interviews, Thriving Abroad, taking you all over the globe, finding amazing, awesome people that are living and thriving in their little corner of the world. We have all chosen a place that we call home away from where we used to call home. And I wanted to bring you two ladies that have done an amazing job of the thriving part of the journey. And I know they have an amazing story to share with you about their journey. They are here with me in Mexico, but they are a little bit over to the left side, I guess, of where I am. So we're in the same place. And welcome, Wendy and Jayme. Thank you so much for coming and chatting with us. I especially wanted to talk with you because you are a couple, and we have not had a chance to talk with couples who, like yourselves, that are looking to make the transition. And I feel like it's very important that we have this conversation and let others know that, hey, you're thriving and you found your place. But first, just tell us a little bit about your transition to Mexico. How did you get here?
We were looking at a way out for a while. The last straw was when Hurricane Maria hit, and Trump was throwing paper towels at the people in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So we were like, yo, this is not going to be good. We also had the Alton Sterling killing in our hometown of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We're originally from Louisiana. And we were out there and, protesting and marching and all that stuff. And then one day it hit me like, these people aren't going to change. It's nothing we can do. We have begged, pleaded, prayed, all of this stuff, and nothing changes. So I wrote a book and we got out.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for having us as well.
Yeah.
And so after that, we wanted to figure out where we could go. We traveled a little bit to see where we could go and what was a good fit for us. And actually our anniversary of our first visit to Mexico, to Cancun, was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
In 2017. And we came, it was during Christmas. So it was like a vacation / scouting mission, all of the above. We like Airbnbs because we can kind of integrate more into the neighborhood, hit the little tiendas and all of those things. And we noticed that, and I'll tell people this all the time. They think I'm being silly, but even the dogs were happy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stray dogs. There's a lot of stray animals walking around, and people cared about the animals. You would see food out. Nobody, the dogs were happy. They weren't chasing you around and barking at you crazy. The cats. Also the way that the people treated, it's kind of like the culture, like the way that they treated the elderly, the way that they treated the children. And it seemed to be very family oriented. You have kids, stuff I hadn't seen since I was a kid, kids riding bikes and just being kids and playing outside in the little neighborhood parks and all those things. And it was like, we're home. We could live here. And so we were like, we had no clue how we were going to make the move. We didn't have jobs lined up or anything like that. So we just, put it in the universe, stepped out on faith. Let's set a deadline. We want to be out here in 6 months. And we were out in 7 months and 1 week.
Yeah.
And we got out. So, and we left July 3rd,
Yes,
July 3rd, 2018.
Okay, so it's been a couple years. Actually, we've been here at the same time. I came into 2018 also. So Cancun, tell us about that area. A lot of people just think of it as a party spot, the spring breakers, and where all the flights come into Mexico. What has it been like? What has it been like for you living there? What is the feel being in Cancun, living there?
We haven't really missed a beat. You have a lot of the creature comforts that you have at home. You do have some, sometimes if the wind blows hard, the power will go out, or, but I mean, basically everything that we did in the States, we do here, go out to eat, we go to the restaurant, we go to parks, we get to go to the beach whenever we want. Sometimes we can do staycations and just go to a resort.
Yeah. I think the vibe would be totally different for us because we're in the 40 plus age range.
Yeah, that
so
too.
We don't really party out. Now, if that's what you like, they have Coco Bongo and other places. Normally when it's high tourist season or spring break, we stay away from the hotel zones.
We leave.
We actually leave. We went to Valladolid
last
year. We thinking about somewhere else.
We went to Mexico City the year before,
Yes.
So it's like our vacation when they come for spring break, and it's usually about maybe from late February to mid-April that you get an influx of tourists for the spring breakers, and then after that it kind of pipes down a bit and you can go back to your normal spots. And that's one thing that you do have or that one thing that we do notice is that sometimes during the peak tourist seasons, we notice that the prices of things go up, taxis and things of that nature. So now that we've figured out the hustle, then we know what to avoid. Our Spanish is a lot better now, so we can, not get gringoed. And so we know where to go, what to stay away from, when to stay away from it, and when we can just, go back to our normal activities without really being too messed up about it.
And we live among the locals, so we do everything locally. We go to the lavanderia, the laundry, we go to the local bars and the restaurants.
Our little corner stores.
The only American restaurants we have been to is in the mall, like Chili's or Olive Garden. But other than that, we
hit up local spots.
Local spots. We love the food, we love the people, and the vibe is just so good. And we don't have to worry about harassment from police. We haven't had that. We're basically safe in this space, being Black, being LGBTQ, being women. Most people, they have issues with how safe are you? They look at other places and they say you may get profiled by police. We haven't had any issues with police here. Of anything, they have been really supportive and helpful.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know, because I'm sure there's a lot of folks that are in the gay community that have those questions and concerns. So it's really nice that, especially in an area like that you brought it up, that you're free to be who you are. There's no type of, like you said, stereotyping or shunning or anyone looking at you differently. I mean, is it just, you're just a normal gay community family?
Now, every once in a while, we'll get into a taxi, and the taxi driver will be on the slick bell say, "Sisters?"
No, it's supposed to.
Like, it's okay here. You can marry. They say, "Isla mujeres, it's fine. Nobody bother you." I think it's more their curiosity. But it's so funny when we say we're married and they're like, "Oh, okay," with a little grin, but they're never disrespectful at all.
We have not had any issues at all here being LGBT.
That's good to know. That's really good to know. So coming back around again, I wanted to reach out and see, because I personally have had some cautionary tales to share, because we always talk about the wonderful experiences that we've had as expats. Are there any cautionary tales that you would like to share? Things that maybe that we all didn't know, but we found out the hard way living in a place like Mexico?
I would say some of the things that we're used to in the States, being Americans, we want things quick, and we can be a bit impatient when it comes to another culture. So when we first got here, I had to get used to if something break in the apartment and the guy is supposed to come fix it, he said, "I'll come today. It may be next week. It may be 2 weeks from, and I was
just don't know.
It's broken now. It needs to be fixed now." But, everything is slow. We think colored people time. This is totally another level. But they're so respectful. you know, but it's just the
Nobody's
being
in a rush.
impatient. Nobody's really
Yeah.
in a rush to fix things, and you have to be you have to research certain areas when you go to, you know, just have
Yeah.
pretty much have common sense in different areas, you know. You know, if something, I'm always about, if something doesn't feel right to me, I don't do it. If it's an area that doesn't feel safe to me, I don't go. You know, just
Yeah.
use your common sense. But
also
other
we're
than that,
older too.
yeah.
So we have a lot more life experience. We're in our 40s. So, you know, we're not venturing off into dark corners at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whereas like some of the young ones, they'll come here to turn up, and then they'll end up in strange places and come up with these crazy stories about their phone and their passports got stolen. But, you know, it's because they were, you know, they had basically drank a half a bottle of tequila and didn't know where they were.
We can still do that.
Yeah, but
we come home.
We come home. We turn up at home and then, you know, go to sleep.
Yeah.
Also too, another thing, like with the culture, you have to kind of not like she was saying, with the same expectations, because once again, we take things that are norm in the norm in the United States for granted, whereas it's not something that's, you know, that's prevalent in Mexico. So you have to really stay on top of it, understand that, you know, it's not personal. A lot of times, you know, how Mexicans are more, they get in your business more. They were like, you know, it's okay. It's normal for them to say, are you married? Or, you know, do you, you know, whatever, do you have a car? Do you, like, they want to get more into you, you know, your personal business. Whereas with us, we're more standoffish because that's our culture. But when you think about it, like once they get to know you and once you understand that part of their culture, they almost like adopt you into their family. Yes. Once they feel that you are family, but they have to ask you personal questions, well, what we consider personal questions, in order to, I guess, size you up. I don't know. But I do notice that that's a thing. But once they like latch onto you, you are family, and they got your back.
Another thing though that I'm actually still trying to get used to, I work really early in the mornings. I'm an ESL teacher, and I teach kids in China. So the time difference is 12-hour difference, and I'm normally up like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning teaching. They're very festive here, so they can throw a party for anything or nothing at all. They just loud music. And a couple of times, well, more than a couple of times, the music is loud, like extremely loud, or somebody's in the hallway singing to the top of their lungs. And I'm like, I have to go to sleep, you know, so used to that. Yeah. And she told me, she was like, the cats and dogs. And I am a very light sleeper. Like I can hear something from down the street and I'm up. So she was like, I was like, what can we do? I have to get up in like 3 hours and they're still playing music till 3, 4 in the morning. And she was like, you know, that's really their culture. We have tried to talk to management about it. They toned it down a bit. They wait 2 weeks and then they start it up again, which is fine. So now we just tell people it's bound to happen in certain areas. Certain areas, they have noise ordinance where you can't play music after 11. The place we live that's not it.
It's a regular Mexican.
So yeah, so it's local. So it's like whatever goes. So the best thing is to invest in some really good earplugs. Yeah. that takes care of it.
Another thing too, I would say, is to always know your directions, where you are, understand the layout of the city, how the supermanzanas and the fraccionamentos work and all of those things.
Google may not work.
Yeah, Google doesn't work. Like, you know, normally at home, we'll just put it in and it'll take you straight to it, but it's not quite as built up here as it is in the States. And also a lot of places don't have street signs. So as far as cautionary tale, run your routes before you go somewhere, especially if it's somewhere that you don't know until you get accustomed to the neighborhoods. I would say walk around and see what's near you. So, you know, if you need to venture out further than that, then you can take the time to kind of plot it. I know it's kind of difficult for some people because everybody's used to GPS now, but you know, I can't stress that enough. Know where you're going, because also if you get a taxi and you don't know where you're going, they're going to take you the long way and charge you more.
Yeah.
So
you pick up
yeah.
on all those little tricks. We've gotten really good about it.
Conversational Spanish, even if you aren't, 100% fluent, if you know the basics, if you know directions, if you know money, if you know food, if you know how to get help, you can basically figure out the rest and use
Right.
Google Translate for, and kind of Spanglish it out. Because most people here, it's different because enough people speak just enough English and we speak just enough Spanish. But also be aware, once you leave the tourist areas like Cancun, like Tulum, Playa del Carmen,
They may
you go
not
to other
speak it
places,
at all.
they may not speak it, especially as you go further into the interior, into the more rural areas as well. So have realistic expectations as far as that's concerned.
Okay, that's really good information. Good to know. So can you talk a little bit, you're in Cancun, but I just wanted to get your take on this huge draw to Tulum. I mean, the planes are coming full of vacationers and the big T, Tulum is all the rage. What do you think about that? Has it affected you at all, you think, in your life in Mexico? I mean, with you being near to that area.
I would say no. We went to Tulum and we went to it just before it started getting developed.
Right.
And when I saw they had a McDonald's, and my thing is, if I travel to like a sleepy place, if there's a Starbucks and if there's a McDonald's, then it's over. Like the commercialization is coming,
Yeah.
and so you need to get in and enjoy as much as you can before it completely changes. I think that with the United States, especially with folks from the United States not being able to travel and Mexico being one of the few places, I think it's a marketing campaign. You get some good people that's good with public relations and marketing, you can turn it into the hot spot and, make it happen. Also because a lot of celebrities have been coming down, and they've been coming down for 10, 15 years, but the regular folks are just now finding out about it, and they, may now have the social mobility that they didn't have 10 years ago, that now that they can show up to these places. So I think that as far as it intermingling with Cancun, you have like several different types of travelers. You have the people that want to go to the resort and just eat and drink all day and sit on the beach. Boom, they're cool with that. They don't have a problem with that. They don't want to get out. They don't want to see the real Mexico. You have some people that want to go to Tulum and turn up. But they'll go from the airport directly there and not really, come out this direction and intermingle. A lot of times, like, you don't see like the sanitized, I call them sanitized streets like we have in the United States with the manicured lawns and all of these things. You don't, the cookie cutter houses, you don't see those things. And I think that sometimes when you, or people who aren't, I guess, adjusted to that, when I guess that little road between the airport and where they're going, and they see this and they're like, oh my God. I think that may turn them off from wanting to explore more and actually get further in and see what's there. So for us, that's a good thing, because then we don't have to worry about them infiltrating and destroying our paradise. It's kind of like the dirty little secret. Like, we want to tell as many people as we can about it, but then at the same time, we don't want it to be ruined. So it's kind of like the old people say, 6 on one hand, half a dozen on the other. But it's as far as that's concerned, it hasn't really affected us.
And we love to live. We visit it.
But it's
the mosquitoes didn't let
mosquitoes
me.
are horrible.
I don't know what it is. They come to Wendy, they love her blood. So it's we love Tulum. I've noticed a lot of traffic going to Tulum, and if you're able to go venture out and see other places other than Miami, because if you in Miami and you love that culture, you're gonna think the turn up culture is where it's at in Tulum, and that may be good for the 20-year-olds or even the 40-year-olds if that's your thing. Just do it responsibly and realize that you can't have the same mindset from the States coming to Tulum. Even though you're there spending money, I've noticed in a lot of different groups that people weren't actually really nice to the people. You know, they feel like I'll throw money at them, but I don't have to be respectful.
Yeah.
And you still have to be respectful of the people, the space, and the culture. You know, it's not just another tourist area, it's people's lives and their livelihood. And so you want to be your best self while you're there interacting in that area.
Because you're representing, you know, people don't think about this, but you're also representing Black people.
Yeah.
You know,
not just so, American.
Right. But and if what they part of the propaganda machine, especially of mass media, is to what's the word I'm looking for? Is to denigrate African Americans on television. And then, you know, you see that being physically manifested, like where you are and their interactions with these people and talking crazy to them and ripping and running them back and forth at restaurants and things of that nature and speak English and that kind of stuff. You know, some people just gonna put $1 on the table. That's just what they gonna do, you know. But
we're told that a different mindset. Yeah. We're at the point in our lives that what you put out is what you get back.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's in every aspect of our lives. And like we said, we love Tulum. We hope that with all the commercialism that's going on, that it can stay. How should I say? I don't want to say pure, but
pure. No, it's not going to stay pure because McDonald's is right there. So
it can still have that charm and you know still be exciting for people to come visit. Not just worry about the water and the land, but the people, because that's what makes Tulum what it is. That was what makes Mexico what it is. Yeah.
But you also it's something. One of the other things to think about is that you don't want to price them out of their own market.
Yeah,
it's like reverse gentrification. Well, not reverse, but you know, gentrification in Mexico, because you have the tourists and the expats and stuff coming, and then they're running up the property values, and then the locals who service all these industries nearby, they can't even afford to live where they. So they're either going to pay a higher price in rent, or they're going to pay higher transportation costs. Like at home, cars are normal. Here, people ride scooters. People don't have cars. They take taxis. It's very normal. Bicycles, all of these things. So these are all things that you have to think about, and what your contribution to, especially if you decide to stay. If you're not, you know, a transient or just coming for the turn up for a month or two and then going back home, what your contribution to your new home is, and what impact do you plan on making? Is it a positive impact? Is it a negative impact?
Yeah.
Good advice. Now that you're here 2 years, is this home for you? Is Mexico home?
Mexico.
I definitely think it'll be a home base. I do want to travel more to other places. So yeah, I think Mexico, whether it be Cancun or any other area in Mexico.
Right now, we like the beach.
Yeah, we like beach. Cold weather, not so much.
Yeah.
Water, babies.
We like the water.
The sand, that's actually what mostly enticed me the first time we came, because I'm at peace when I'm by the water. Yeah. You know, so I was, when I saw the water, I'm like, this is the most beautiful beach I've ever seen. I can see the animals in the water. I see the sea creatures. You know, when we went to Puerto Rico, I like the water too, but if I can't see what's up under there, you know, that's it for me. You know, I've gotten stung by jellyfish in Puerto Rico, you know, maybe because I had the coral swimsuit on, they thought I was part of the coral reef. I don't know. But you know, as long as I can see it's something about this area that has really drawn us here.
It's like I joke that the waters are like the waters of Lake Minnetonka. It purifies you, you know. The sea, it's like going into a big Epsom salt bath. Yeah. You go into the cenotes and, you know, magical waters of the cenotes. And I'm a historian, so like the historical aspect of it is like, you know, I get all giddy and get my nerd on when I'm at a cenote and checking stuff out and, you know, wondering what's in those caves and what's down there that we can't see, you know.
Mexico is very special. It is a really magical place. There's so
It is.
so many things about it that just draw you in
Yeah.
and it makes you feel so comfortable here. I've been telling folks that, you know, I lived abroad for many years, but had I known about Mexico before, I would have been here that much sooner and
Yeah.
enjoyed so much more of it. So, lastly, any words of wisdom for anyone in the LGBT community that is maybe considering making a transition for the first time, someone that is wondering, you know, is this a good thing for me if they're single or, you know, would this be a good place to maybe find a partner if you are looking for someone? What advice do you have? What motivation can you give to someone in the
Um,
community?
I would say, do your research first and foremost.
Yeah.
Do your
Always.
research. Check different places. Cancun was the right fit for us. Our other choices in Mexico on the short list: Monterrey, Mexico City, Merida. When we eliminated everything, we were like, oh no, it's too hot in Merida. Oh no, earthquakes in Mexico City, and it gets cold in Monterrey. So
We didn't know hurricanes were coming to Cancun though. No,
but we're from Louisiana,
so it didn't bother us.
Yeah, we know it's different. Like, oh my God, I was like, oh no, this is just a cat 3. This is nothing. And we're at sea level and slightly above, so we don't have to worry about it, y'all.
Yeah.
But I would say definitely do your research. So what's good for you is not good for us. What's good for us is not good for the next person. Or they may get there, they do all the research and they're like, oh, this is where I want to go. And then they get there and they're just, oh, I'm not feeling it here. I'll go to Puerto Morelos instead, but do your legwork. And if the cool thing is that most places here are furnished. You don't like it, you just move.
Right.
You can go somewhere else.
When we first ventured here, we lived in Airbnb for like a month, 2 months, just so we can go around the local area, see what was for rent, what the neighborhoods were like, how close were the lavanderias where we can send our laundry. That's another cool thing. That's the best thing ever for me, not doing my laundry.
Girl, we have not done laundry since we
Right, and it's a wonderful thing. I have 2 adult daughters, and I'm like, never again. Growing up, raising them, doing laundry and all that. So it's wonderful to sow into the local economy here. Do your research as far as finding a significant other or finding someone here to date. You still need to do your research. They have dating apps. They even have Expats. I don't know. We don't do the dating apps. I'm just putting it out there. But we have expats and people that visit that are LGBTQ. I guess you would have to go into those groups. We have different groups that say they're LGBTQ and, they may want to date or whatever, you just have to research that. As far as meeting people here, like going to a club, we don't see that here.
Yeah. We don't go to clubs.
Yeah.
Mexicans are very social people.
Right.
So, I mean, if you can just literally go out the house, you will run into people who will then introduce you to new people who, you can build your network, your friendship circle. Most neighborhoods have like little local restaurants and, bars and things like that. Even if you don't speak the language, people still find ways to make connections. And I know people who, have one ended up marrying a Mexican guy and another one, she's probably on the verge of marrying him. Didn't speak English. She didn't speak Spanish. Neither one of them spoke English or Spanish.
They made it work.
And one's married, got a kid. The other one, they've been together a few years now. And, it also helps you with the language. Yeah. So you might find your partner who can, help teach you the language, and you can help teach them the language. And that could be something to build and grow on,
And not just that, it may take you a couple of times coming to visit different places and see where you want to be. You may go visit a place one time and like, no, let's go visit somewhere else. Or you may visit one time and if you have the means, able to just move like that. But I would say with anything you do, research and research very well about it. Also, I've been getting a lot of people in my inboxes talking about jobs. if you aren't a resident here, or you don't work here on a work visa, you would have to
Secure the employment.
secure
yourself.
employment yourself, or a lot of expats work online. They're teachers, they do digital art or graphics or whatever
IT.
they do, IT. But you should be able to find a job that you can do online where you can do it anywhere, work anywhere. Like, I don't have to worry about the Mexican government, asking me, am I working, anywhere in Mexico, because I'm self-employed, I'm an independent contractor. But if you are retired, let's say military, we have a lot of expats that are retired military. They have the means and they can just move. You may need to find out what works for you as far as money, being able to support yourself when you move into a new place, and understand the currency.
Yeah, understand the currency.
The dollar to the peso.
Yeah, and how to access your funds if you don't have a Mexican bank account. It's hard to get one if you don't have like a Mexican Social Security number, Mexican residency card, all of those things. So I have temporary residency through my job, which is also the work permit, and we're actually working on her residency now as a dependent visa.
But until then, every 6 months I had to.
I
go visit my family in Baton Rouge, and then I come back because I miss home, Mexico. Go figure.
She'll call me like, I'm ready to come back.
Yes, in 3 days. US.
That's a good feeling, when you feel like, I gotta get home, I gotta go.
Right.
Jayme and Wendy, you are my girls. You are my girls. Thank you so much for spending some time and sharing your story with us. I hope that it's gonna help someone out there who's been wondering about life in Mexico and what all the excitement is about and why we love it so much.
Right.
Come home. That's all I tell people, come home.
If you don't mind, maybe we can plug her book.
Yes, absolutely. Please plug your book. Please do.
I am the author of We Out, Volume 1, The Blueprint, How to End Our Abusive Relationship with America. And I talk about how African Americans need to come to terms, or should come to terms with our situation and our plight in the United States. How you can either accept your place as less than, you can continue fighting a losing battle, or you can get out. And I'll tell you how to do it, give you a little blueprint on how to do it and how to do it for the Lolo. People think that you need to have a lot of money to become an expat. You don't need a lot of money. If you budget and you pay attention to certain things, and once again, what the pandemic is showing, that they absolutely need us to work.
Yeah.
They need us to physically show up and function. If enough African Americans just, completely walked away from the system and set up shop elsewhere, you could then affect the social change that we've been begging for over 400 years.
And not just that, you owe it to yourselves to not be so stressed in an area like the US that you feel like all you have to do is work and die. Yeah. Like, no wellness. You have to take care of yourself, because if you're not good to you, you're not going to be good to anybody. Right. Your family, your workplace. It's good to unplug. Go visit. It don't even have to be Mexico. Go visit any other countries and see either how good you have it, or you'll be able to be humble enough and be able to have empathy toward the people in other countries that want what you have. Yeah. So it gives you a sense of appreciation. But go out there and see what God put on this earth for all of us.
It's 196 recognized nations on the planet, and most of them you can live in for 2/3 less than what you were living on in the United States. And I tell people, if you spend at least $1,000 a month on bills, then you can live very well in places like Asia, places like South America, like just pick a country in South America, places like Mexico, and some places in Central America as well. So I think that the rat race is what's killing us. And I think that we're so busy engaging in the rat race that we don't understand that these so-called third world countries aren't actually the third world countries
that we think,
that we associate that terminology for. I won't even get into the historical aspect.
Yeah, we
of
can
it.
talk all day long on that, but I'm
Yeah.
telling you, this wellness,
Yeah.
your skin will glow.
Right, melanin.
That vitamin D is everything here.
Fresh food too. The fresh
Yes.
foods, like they don't have the same chemicals that they do at home. I was telling my aunt the other day, she was like, I can't find a good papaya. She's in Louisiana. I said, oh, so I really haven't had that problem. Actually, since we moved here, we haven't had any bad fruit. Like we just, like the fruit is always good. You don't even have to, I normally have to tap it and sniff it and all this stuff. Like we just grab it, it's good.
We just love this place, and we want all our people, everybody really, but all of our people to get out and enjoy life. Visit Mexico, Africa, Japan, China, wherever you decide to go outside of the US, because you owe it to yourselves. You owe it to yourselves to be good to yourself and see what's around you. Because then you'll really see that what you see in the US is not how everybody else see things in the global diaspora.
You've been had.
Okay, I was just waiting for you to keep going. Wow, that's just so
The jig is up.
Part 2.
The jig is up, people.
Jayme, how can is there a link? Are you on Amazon, your book? How can we purchase it if we want to?
Oh.
I want to include the link in the description of the video.
Okay, I'm gonna send you the link.
Okay, send me the link and then I will include it in the video once when we're done. So we're all gonna rush out and get that book. Very cool. Is there another one on the way? Part 2?
Yes, I just haven't had time to write it yet. Actually, I just started my vacation an hour ago. So.
Oh, okay.
So
thank you.
Next 3 weeks, honey.
Yeah. Where are you going? Where are you going to be?
I don't know yet. I'm torn between renting a car and just driving where the wind blows us, or just go post up in a resort. But I don't know.
Or go to another area.
Yeah. I don't know. That's why I said just drive until the wind blows us. Just drive one day, just stop and stay there for a day or two, and then drive some more.
Whatever we do, we will have our mask and our hand sanitizer and do what we need to do to stay safe and keep others safe.
But I need to sleep at least 3 or 4 days before I do anything else. So after I wake up, then we'll figure it out.
Yes.
That is too funny. You girls are amazing. Love you both. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
One day.
Yes. Bye-bye. Thank you.
See you soon.